And a pleasant good evening to you and yours, and welcome to the Brevard Sports Network. Alan Slaughterzinski and Rob Querry with you here for the high school football game of the week between the Cocoa Tigers and the Palm Bay Pirates. We're going to stand here for the national anthem, and then we're going to get on with the 7v7 Elite pregame show here on BSN and tell you what's at stake here tonight at, I guess it's still called Florida Tech Panther Stadium, but we'll call it Palm Bay Pirates Stadium for the sake of who plays here now and, well, who doesn't. Rob, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing great, Alan. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, man, absolutely. As we get ready for the national anthem here, the color guard, the JROTC here is one of the more exceptional JROTCs. All right, there's the national anthem. And once again, Alan Slaughterzinski and Rob Querry with you here from Palm Bay Pirates Stadium on the campus of Palm Bay High School. And this is the 7v7 Elite pregame show. And, Rob, all that's at stake here tonight is the 2S District 12 championship between the Pirates and the Tigers. Palm Bay and Cocoa have met 8 times since 2004, and Cocoa has got the better of them the previous 6 times. Palm Bay won that matchup, the first 2 matchups, but since then it really has been all Cocoa. And the last time these 2 teams got together, a 56-0 win by the Tigers during the pandemic year. What do you expect to see here tonight, Rob?
I expect to see 2 very fast football teams. 2 football teams that playing with a lot of pride, a lot on the line in Brevard County, a lot of bragging rights, district championship. It's going to be a hard-hitting game, and guys are going to be flying around.
Now, we run an interactive broadcast, so feel free to comment. We've upgraded all the equipment. So, man, I'm here to tell you, hopefully, nothing's glitching, and if it is, you know what we'll do. We'll go to a straight Facebook Live and have fun from there. But I'd like to welcome in everybody here tonight. So this is really 2 district championships on the line. This one tonight because the winner is the district champion. Now, the new thing this year with the FHSAA is district champs aren't guaranteed a home playoff game. They are simply just guaranteed a playoff spot, Rob. Right now, Cocoa is number 2 in 2S Region 3, and Palm Bay is number 3. The winner of this football game tonight will likely stay at 2. If it's Palm Bay, move up to 3. They sit behind South Sumter. Now, the other game on tap tonight for a district championship is Rockledge and O'Galley. Rockledge wins, they're the district champs. O'Galley wins and Satellite upsets Merritt Island, then we have mayhem.
Yeah.
So, we'll keep you posted on that, as will Donnie Reber Jr. as the captains get set to come to the middle of the field for the coin toss. The white hat tonight is Jim Wright. Let's talk about Blake Boda, because what Mr. Boda has done in 3 district games, I don't care who you're playing. He's 52 for 52. He has 16 touchdown passes and nearly 900 yards passing. Rob, you were there. That's incredible.
52 for 52 on air, okay? I coach
Yeah.
quarterbacks. Most guys can't throw 10 for 10 on air in practice with no defense.
Right.
Because your receivers have to catch the ball as well. It's not just one-sided. But to throw 52 for 52 in live game action, under the lights, full pad 11 on 11, I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
A lot of things have to go right for that to happen, and that's just an amazing stat.
I want to say hello to Jim Williams, who's watching from Camp Casey, South Korea. Jim is the staunchest Tiger supporter I know, and trust me when I tell you, there are a lot of broadcasts, especially come playoff time, you simply wouldn't see had it not been or will be for Jim Williams as the Tigers get set to take the field, and so do the Pirates. This is always interesting. At least the last time I had the Palm Bay Pirates, not only did they run onto the field, but they ran right into the Melbourne Bulldogs' inflatable bulldog as well to try to set the tone for that game. For the Palm Bay Pirates, it's been defense, 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 defense. They can match up with anybody in this area, man for man, when it comes to defense. They've got some outstanding players, and it's really all led by that pass rush with Daniel Man Harris, Rob.
Yes, and the speed that they have on that defense, they can make up for mistakes with that speed. You know, you see a gap open up, and then all of a sudden, before you know it, you're tackled for a 1-yard gain. Mitchell Brown Jr. is doing an amazing job over there. They have such a tremendous coaching staff. He's got so much help and mentors on that staff, Dan Burke being one of them on that defense, that they've got their guys in the right place. They have a great system that fits their skill, and, man, they fly around.
Now, the other thing that happened at the beginning of that Melbourne game between Melbourne and Palm Bay was the Pirates refused to shake the hands of the Melbourne captains in that game. Keep your eye here to see what happens then. Jaden Edgecombe, Anthony Bridgewater, Caleb Dobbs, and Cedric Hawkins, your captains. I can't see the numbers for Palm Bay. It looks like for sure Manuel Small is in there.
Like you got number 8, number 14.
Number 8 is Daniel Man Harris. Number 14 is Larry Johnson. Jim Wright gets set to flip the coin. I love Jim, but he takes his time. Cameron Okerman, yeah, Space Coast Daily is over at Rock and O'Galley, I would imagine.
Looks like you also have number 1 as the captain for Palm Bay.
That's Zach Emery Foster. I'd like to say hello to Clarence Bragg watching from Cleveland, Ohio, home of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I'm a Ravens fan, Clarence, so I ain't going to give you no Browns love. Jim, it's heads or tails. Let's go. And Coco's going to receive. Pirates are going to defer, and they're going to put that defense on the field first. Let's give you the defensive starters and they shake hands. That's a good thing to see. For the Palm Bay defense, Daniel Harris, Markel Gowans, Terrace Jordan, Malik Gay, and Demarion Harp up front on that defensive line. Your linebackers are Elliott Bell and Markel Crawford. Your secondary, they run a nickel, 5 DBs, Larry Johnson, Ahmed Forehand, Andrew Young, Alex Petit, and Kyreek Harris. With all that speed back there and having 5 defensive backs, that would explain why, a good portion of it, why they've got 11 defensive touchdowns. Their defense is as potent as their offense, Rob.
Yeah, they're loaded with talent and speed. And like you said, they've scored how many defensive touchdowns? 11. That's a lot.
Yeah.
And there are some offenses of some teams that are struggling that would love to score 11 touchdowns.
Yeah, right. And that Coco offense will start like this. It'll be Blake Boda by Malachi Coney. Your wide receivers, Kion Calhoun, Boggs, Edgecombe, Farmer, and Cedric Hawkins. Up front on the offensive line is going to be Joyner Xavier. And Joyner again. Pratt will start, and Robinson up front as the Palm Bay Pirates take the field. You're talking about two teams here with as much storied history. Coco more recent, of course. Rob, you're a Brevardian, a native. You remember the days of the Mike DeGories and the Dan Burks and the Reggie Nelsons when they were winning state championships and nationally ranked.
Yep, and Coco resurgence when John Wilkinson took over the program and started winning championships in the late 2000s. And since then, when you think Brevard County football, you're thinking historically Cocoa, Palm Bay, Rockledge, a lot of other great programs in the county, obviously, but you're talking NFL guys, you're talking state titles, and so just the sound of Cocoa versus Palm Bay, if that doesn't get your blood up, then you don't know much about Brevard County football.
Nope. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Zone 6 will tell you who it is and why it's important. We'll bring you the opening kickoff here tonight as they get set to tee the ball up here. Alan Slaughterzinski and Rob Query with you. I'd like to welcome in O.J. Juiceman Ross watching tonight from Tennessee
what a
Tech.
Back that guy was.
Jeff Tenta as well. Lots of O.J. one, if not. I mean, you think about Brevard County, and obviously we've had a lot of great running backs. O.J. Ross is right there at the top of that list.
He was fun to watch last year, Alan. I mean, I had the pleasure to watch 4 or 5 Cocoa games.
And we are underway with a short kick fielded at the 30, brought out to the 35, and this is where Blake Boda and this Cocoa Tiger offense will begin a 1st and 10.
Beautiful night.
Yes, indeed, it is.
So I always had openers, Alan, where I watched film all week, and I had a couple plays that I liked for my opener where I was going to go right at the defense. There was something I saw in that defense, and I'm going right at it right out of the gate. So we'll see what Cocoa does here.
And it's a quick little bubble screen out to the left. And that's the thing that you got, listen, they're going to pick up 1, maybe 2 on that as the pass is complete to Day Farmer. Here's the thing. You're not going to go east and west on Palm Bay tonight. They're too fast for that.
Right. Yeah, and they've probably been able to do that the last few weeks with the opponents that they've played. But like you just said, Alan, you're not going to beat them outside. They've got to get key blocks out there, and they've got to hit it quick if they're going to get outside.
2nd down and 9. Boda turns, fires again, and there's the first incomplete pass in district play this year, the intended pass for Kion Calhoun. Boda now just a measly 53 for 54 in district play. And it's 3rd down and 9 right out of the gate for the Tigers. So that Palm Bay defense with 4 down linemen right now, they got 8 men in the box. Boda drops, fires, throws, and awfully early, no flag. It's good timing, and 3 and out. Go the Cocoa Tigers, Rob.
Yeah, good jump on that ball there. Might have been a little bit early, but not early enough. This is a good defensive stand for Palm Bay to open up the game there.
Boy, I tell you, that is the best possible case scenario for this team. Back deep is Andrew Young. What a great way to start the game if you're the Palm Bay Pirates. I guess there must be heavy traffic out front because I thought we would see more people in the stands. It's a big game.
Yeah, for sure.
And you know what? If Young can get a good return here, Rob, Palm Bay's going to start with outstanding field position.
And
there's a flag for a delayed game, and they're going to back up here. So not a good start for Cocoa. And let's take a look at that district. And, of course, they're undefeated. Both teams are undefeated in district play. And, in fact, Palm Bay's undefeated here at home, Rob.
Yeah, I did their Heritage game, and that was a dogfight rivalry game. Throw out the records and stats. That was a great game.
Young fields it at the 32, out across the 40, the 45, 50. Young at the 50's got 2 to beat all the way down to the 40-yard line of Cocoa. And this is where Jaden Mobley and the Palm Bay offense will start.
Yeah, he outkicked his coverage there, Alan. He kicked a spiral laser right to the returner, and it didn't give his coverage guys time to get down there, and he had a ton of real estate to do whatever he wanted to do after the catch. And when you have a guy with speed like that back there, you don't want to kick a laser to him. You outkick your coverage.
Yep, that's a great point. On the defense for Cocoa, it's going to be Ward, Walker, Robinson, Dorsey up front, your linebackers, Hawkins and Parham, and in the DB, it's Smith, Holmes, Brown, Dobbs, and Cedric Hawkins. We'll give you the starters for the Palm Bay offense here in just a moment. 1st and 10 for Mobley. He turns, gives, straight up the gut, and he'll pick up 3. That Palm Bay offense will be Jaden Mobley at quarterback, Small, the running back, Foster at wide receiver, junior fighter, Sean Kelly, Noah DeBenedetto, also at the wide receiver positions. Your tight end is Paul Donnarumma, and Braden Cook will come in and play a little halfback. Give the offensive line after this play here. Mobley with 2nd and 7. This is 4-down territory if you're Palm Bay. I don't think there's any doubt about that.
Safeties are super tight.
Yeah.
Super tight.
Ball's out, and that has been a tremendous issue for the Pirates this year. 2 things. It's you know what, the fact, this should tell you how good of a football team that they can be when things are clicking. Palm Bay has, I think, they're 10, 11 penalties a game for about 120 yards. And they turn the ball over an average of 3 times a game. Now think about that and what their record is. Incredible.
Yep, that shows you how good their defense is, Alan.
So it's going to be 3rd down and 11 following a loss of 4 on the play. Your offensive linemen are going to be for Palm Bay, Hugger, Howard, Day, Castillo, and Smith up front. From the gun, the give, and blitzing, and there you go. If you're a Tiger fan, a positive play there as Samadre Hawkins comes in. He'll register a TFL, and the running back had no shot on that one.
Yeah, great penetration right off the snap.
That's a great call by Matt Diesel, the defensive coordinator. Adam Franco is the offensive coordinator for Cocoa.
On 1st and 2nd down, the safeties were at 6-5 yards. That linebacker,
I saw that.
You got to make them pay for that. You can't let them stack the box like that. On 3rd down, they dropped one back, and we're probably in man free. But if you're going to have safeties walk up and play at linebacker level as an offense, you've got to make them pay for it.
That is an outstanding punt that will drop at the 12. Picked up, not sure why, but he did. And he'll be dropped at the 9-yard line. So Palm Bay with an opportunity here to really flip the field again if they can come out and duplicate the 3-and-out they did on that first series.
Yeah, it's so often nowadays, punt returners are not catching that ball in the air. And, that thing can roll any which way, but most of the time it rolls bad against them. It goes 20, 30 yards the other way. And it's happening more and more often, I've noticed through the years. You got to catch that ball in the air.
Somebody's got to yell, Peter, 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 right?
Yeah, you either get away or you catch it in the air, but you really want to catch it in the air.
Yeah. Coming up tonight following football here on the Brevard Sports Network, it is the Slow and Low postgame show. And Boda comes back out 1st and 10, trips left, passes to Hawkins, and he dropped it. He started to run with it before he had it. And, that's the most common mistake any ball catcher in any sport makes. They start to go before they have it. Yep.
We see it on Saturday. We see it on Sunday.
Probably see it in the work.
He had a seam there, too, Alan. If he catches that ball, he obviously likes something in that perimeter screen game because they keep coming back to it.
Probably see that in the World Series, too, right?
Yeah.
2nd and 10 following the drop by said Boda. All kinds of time, scrambles to his left, stops, fires, throws, wide open, tipped. Behind the defense, Boda just couldn't get it out there. Throwing on the run, that's difficult for any quarterback, especially at the high school level. Good ball, but a good play by the secondary.
Especially for a righty going to his left.
Yeah.
He had a guy behind the secondary, but like you said.
Well, he's a lefty.
Oh, is he a lefty?
Yeah, he's a southpaw, yep. So now it's 3rd and 10. And he looked at that screen game again on that play there. It's a 4 wide receiver set, 3 to the near side. Boda drops, fires. Hawkins wide open in the middle. Cedric Hawkins breaks it. Hawkins at the 40, at the 50, down to the 45, and out of bounds goes Cedric Hawkins. And he just slipped into that zone there, Rob, and Boda hit him with a perfect strike.
That was great timing right there. Hit him right in that window. Those windows don't stay open very long, but, man, that was a great time pass right there.
That was right in the middle of 4 Palm Bay Pirates, and it's 1st and 10 for Cocoa at the Palm Bay 44-yard line. That's how you rebound if you're Cedric Hawkins. Make that catch because he put it right in the breadbasket.
And a great play after the catch.
Yeah, yak, as John Madden used to say, yak. Yards after the catch. 1st and 10. Wait on the yard sticks to get set here. That benefits the defense. Generally like to have athletes on those chains. Fires, and again he comes near side. And that's a gain of 9 and a nice play. And there's that screen again. That time it's C.J. Bragg. And Bragg takes a hard hit, hangs on to the ball. But you'll take that all day. It's going to be 2nd down and 1.
Great blocking on the perimeter out there to get him the outside after the catch.
I'll tell you what, the thing that I love the most, and I hope you all are enjoying it at home, at least I hope we don't have any glitching. We upgraded all the equipment. We're running off of 5G tonight. 2nd and 1 for Boda. Turns, gives. Coney tries to get outside, tries again. That's just not going to happen against Palm Bay, and he's going to lose a yard if gain none, and it'll be 3rd and 1. This is also 4-down territory for the Cocoa Tigers.
In the run game, when I've seen Palm Bay get hurt, it's inside.
Yeah.
You know, you attack that bubble, that open gap, and that's where Heritage was able to exploit Palm Bay's defense.
3rd and 1 now for Boda. 2 downs to pick up 1 yard. And we're going to get a timeout on the field. I'd like to thank Kendall Signs for their support of youth and prep sports. And speaking of youth and prep sports, coming up tomorrow is going to be the Titusville Terriers and the Merritt Island Mustangs youth football all day. And we told you we would tell you about Zone 6 and what Zone 6 is because they are a new sponsor, and we just couldn't be more thrilled to have them. Over in the Satellite Beach area, they do a fantastic job. It's a 501c3 nonprofit, and they are having 7-on-7 registration. And really, quite honestly, I just think it's one of the baddest logos I've ever seen in youth sports. The Zone 6. Want to thank them so much for you'll see them a lot here on Brevard Sports Network. And following the timeout, 7 minutes to go in quarter number 1. No score between the Pirates and the Tigers. The scoreboard at the top of your screen there. Alan Slaughterzinski and Rob Query with you here on the Zone 6 Black Rock Game of the Week. 3rd and 1. Boda gives. Nice little job there picking up the 1st down. That's what you can't keep cutting that. Malachi Coney right there does a good job cutting back inside and following his blockers.
Yeah, 76 Xavier Souls right there just pancaked somebody into the ground. That was a great block that opened up that hole. It was a great job up front by number 76.
All right, 1st and 10 for Cocoa as they are at the Palm Bay 28-yard line, just outside the Zone 6 red zone. Turns, fires, caught. This is Jaden Edgecombe. He's got speed for days. Edgecombe outside at the 20. Edgecombe all the way down to the 16-yard line. And let me tell you something about this young man. Not only is he one of the fastest and best high school football players in Brevard County, but he's one of the smartest student athletes. Take the athlete part out. 4.33 GPA.
Wow.
Young man's going to attend an Ivy League school. And with 6:26 to go, we are at the water break, I believe. So we're going to step aside. I want to say hello to my man, Tay Farmer down at St. Thomas University. You want to talk about having a year. Tay Farmer's averaging about 160 yards a game down there at St. Thomas, and he's scoring 2-3 touchdowns a week in highlight reel fashion, Rob.
Yeah, I had the pleasure to coach him for 3 years at Heritage. He's a heck of a football player and a great young man.
And obviously here tonight to take a look at his younger brother, Day Farmer. Of course, I know Pops would be awfully proud of him. Richard Farmer loved Big Rich. Loved Big Rich. Great guy. Used to love having conversations with him. And I know the boys are doing Big Rich proud for sure. Also want to send out some thoughts and prayers to the East River football community. Tragically, they lost their quarterback last week. He was helping somebody on the side of the road after the game last Friday and was killed. Nick Miner, our thoughts and prayers with him and his family. 6:26 to go in the first quarter. Boda with 4 wide receivers. The back in the backfield is Anthony Bridgewater. Boda turns, gives to Bridgewater, nice cut inside, but it's filled with black jerseys. Good job by that interior Palm Bay defensive front, Coach.
Yeah, Coco is doing a great job so far in this game, blocking on the perimeter with their wide receiver screen passes. And what that does is that draws Palm Bay defenders out of the box to try to get leverage on those receivers. And so they're basically playing a numbers game. They attack outside, draw a guy out, and then they come back inside. You see a big natural gap in that Palm Bay defensive line right there. That's when you go right at that.
Yeah, I mean, there's right now only showing 2 guys with a finger in the dirt. Fingers in the dirt. Everybody else is standing up. Boda with Bridgewater doubles, meaning they got 2 wide receivers split. This is Boda, keeps it. He's got a little speed, breaks 1 tackle, and Boda will be brought down after a gain of about 3. It'll be 3rd down and about 4 for Coco inside the zone 6 red zone. Want to say hello to one of my favorite referees. I'll be seeing a lot of them coming up here in the next couple of weeks, Calvin Wright. So it's 3rd down and 2 for the Tigers here. Let's see. Give to Coney. Malachi Coney following a block there. And does he have enough for the 1st down? It looks as though the side judge says he does. If he does, it is. And it'll be 1st and goal to go for Coco with 5 on the clock to play in the first quarter. Checking in is number 7 wide receiver, Day Farmer.
Good run-pass balance here from Coco in the first quarter.
My biggest issue so far with the Coco backs has been, Robin, tell me if I'm wrong, it looks like they're a little slow to be hitting the holes. Straight up the gut. Oh, my goodness. Malachi Coney takes quite a hit there. Did you see the number of that truck?
Number 50. Elliott Bell.
My goodness, you talk about ringing a bell. Malachi Coney, though, does what you want your guys to do after a good, clean, hard hit, and that's bounced right back up. 4:24 to go, 2nd and goal from the 3.
The running back hesitation, Alan, sometimes that's if you have a pulling lineman and you're playing a gap scheme, sometimes it times out better if you have a stutter step.
Again, this time flag flies. Jim Wright throws it. I would imagine this is going to be a hold.
See, that time they had a counter play on. So the running back stepped 1 step to his left and then came back to the right to get the ball. The left guard pulled up into the hole. So the footwork sometimes is just timing with the pulling lineman.
What was the flag? What's the deal? I thought he just called a sideline warning. If he did, isn't it a touchdown? Again, what are we doing here, guys? What's the call?
A sideline warning.
Is not a.
Not
I guess it wasn't a sideline warning. I thought he gave an indication for a sideline warning. Heritage 7, Harmony nothing. All right, so it'll be 2nd and goal now after a 5-yard penalty on Coco. So 2nd and goal from about the 7. Boda, this time 2 steps, wide open, throws, caught, touchdown, Coco Tigers.
That was a miscommunication.
It was.
Secondary.
That's Day Farmer on that catch. And I'm going to tell you what happened. They thought he was going across the middle. I actually came off the DB that won across the middle to Edgecombe, and he left Day Farmer wide open.
Yeah, that was definitely blown coverage.
And on for the extra point. This is an interesting story here, Rob. Number 84, the kicker for the Coco Tigers, is Mayao Saito. And he is a Japanese foreign exchange student. Snap, the hold, the kick. And Coco will have no issues kicking field goals from this point on. This young man can boot it from the 40-45. He was in practice. His first practice out. He's talking to the coach through a translator, and the one thing that he wanted to make sure that he got across was he'll do all the kicking in the world for you, but he does not want to get hit. So the Cocoa Tigers on a 7-yard touchdown reception from Blake Boda to Day Farmer get on the board first, and they lead it 7-0 with 3:43 to play here in the opening quarter. Your thoughts on that drive, the big play, the pass to Cedric Hawkins?
Yeah, I mean, that was a great drive balance-wise. Run, pass. They found a hole in the zone on that big play. They didn't bring him down. Missed tackles after the catch. Turns out, gets down the sideline, and then a little blown coverage there in the secondary down in the end zone. But a very well-balanced drive for Cocoa there, and took a good chunk of time off the clock in doing so. Long drive.
Yeah, 91 yards.
Yeah.
91 yards. As Saito comes on to kick off here, and I'm telling you, he's got a foot on it. I don't know if he's going to put it in the end zone, but play soccer over in Japan. I would imagine he's going to play soccer here too. He had to go through an eligibility process, and he drills this one, and this will be fielded at the 5, out across the 20, and that's where he'll be dropped. Nice play by number 3 for the Tigers. That's Jameer Chavis on the stop. And this is the thing that's been, listen, defense wins championships, but you got to score to win big games, okay? I'm sorry, but you do. And this is the one issue this year. Tigers have struggled mightily at times, or the Pirates have struggled mightily at times on offense, Coach.
Not only that, Alan, but their defense was just on the field for a 91-yard drive. You
Yeah.
don't want to go 3 and out and then put your defense right back on the field. So, besides the points, you're always playing field position. You want to flip the field if you don't score points.
Yes.
But you also got to give your defense a breather.
A recipe for disaster, I might add there, for sure. Got a special announcement to make coming up here. Turns, gives, and stuffed, but thrown forward. That's a gain of 4. You'll take that, Coach. 4 times 3 is 12. That on the carry was Emmanuel Small. And the one thing that's really hurt this offense this year is the fact that Osby has been injured for a big portion of it, or not 100%.
Yeah, when he's healthy, that guy is an amazing running back.
It's a different offense. And Zach Emery Foster has missed some time for injury this year as well. 2nd and 6.5, long 7 for Palm Bay. Mobley from the gun, turns, gives, and Cocoa just, Samadre Hawkins gets back there again, and while they can't take him down, it will be a loss of 3, and it's 3 steps forward and 3 steps back, and it's going to be 3rd and 10. And as you said, Coach, they got to at least get a first down to be able to give that defense a breather. Not only that, but a lot of these guys are playing both ways.
Yep, and the secondary, the safeties are up in the box, and I'm not seeing a lot of push from the Palm Bay offensive line. That Cocoa defensive line is holding those guys at the line of scrimmage, and the running backs just don't have a lot of holes to run through.
Nope, 2:22 to go here in the opening quarter, 7-0. 7-yarder from Boda to Farmer. Mobley looking to pick up a first down, 3rd and 9. Mobley throws and caught, but immediately dropped. And it'll be 4th down, and Palm Bay's going to go 3 and out. And what we said couldn't happen has happened.
Great play there by number 24, Josh Brown, after the catch. Yeah, I typically watch, and it wasn't always like this when I started coaching football. I had to learn, I don't watch the football. I watch the line,
right,
and the secondary. And in watching the line so far, Palm Bay's got to get some push on that Cocoa D line, but they also have to make the secondary pay for bringing all those guys, those safeties down in the box.
That is hard to do, to not watch the ball.
It sure is.
And that one not as good as the first punt, and it will take a Palm Bay bounce across the 50 and roll out of bounds at the 43-yard line. Something you and I are very proud of that we're going to be working hand in hand on, not just for BSN, but for BSN and BSN and BSN, right? Why don't you go ahead and tell everybody, the graphic is on the screen there. What do we got coming up?
We are starting back up the North-South Brevard County Senior All-Star Game.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. Corey Broomfield gave me a call, and I went up the ladder to my organization, BSN Sports, and they said they don't want to do it for 1 year. They want to do it long term.
Yeah.
So they said, let's do it right. If we're going to do it, let's do it right. So I was really pleased that my superiors went for it, and Corey's done a great job getting everybody on the same page and organized, and really looking forward to that.
And if BSN's going to sponsor it, it's only natural that BSN's going to broadcast it.
That's right.
Right. So Boda looking, steps up, throw. Oh, my goodness. Day Farmer caught. Touchdown. Cocoa Tigers. One play, 53 yards.
Busted coverage.
Top of your screen. Unbelievable.
I'd have to see the replay, Alan, but
he got past. Nobody was there.
Yeah.
Nobody was there. Way busted coverage. And with 1:04 to go, the 53-yarder makes it 13-0. Coco.
The defense didn't get much of a break.
No.
And just went right for the throw. It was almost like a sudden change.
It was.
Situation there where when you get a turnover, you go drop a bomb, go right out and drop a bomb. You go on a 91-yard drive, you go back out there and drop a bomb after a 3 and out. It's kind of like a sudden change.
Incredible play. I mean, look, and what I mean by that is it looks easy, right? He's wide open. But let me tell you, as a former quarterback, when you see your wide receiver that open, coach, your eyes get as big as silver dollars, and he all of a sudden shrinks to the size of a pinhead, right?
Yeah.
And you got to hit him.
Yep.
And, I mean, it's – I know it sounds crazy, but it's the truth.
Yeah, it's a great read. You have pre-snap reads as a quarterback. You're looking at leverage of the safety. You're looking at leverage of the slot defenders, leverage of the corners. And that determines some things pre-snap with your route combinations. And he got that ball out quick when he needed to.
And the other thing is right now that Palm Bay defense is not generating a pass rush at all. I think, one of the biggest things that we need to mention about that 52 for 52 streak by Boda was the fact that the Tigers' offensive line didn't give up a sack during any of those, games.
Yeah, as you're a quarterback, you're only as good as your offensive line.
This one, chance to go out of bounds. It will, and it'll be a legal procedure. I'd like to say hello to Brittany Curry, Parker Raketsky. Defense is tired already. Amen, Parker. I'd like to say hello to UC Solis. And I'd like to say hello to the Arroyos as well. Donnie Reaver Jr., Merritt Island, 6-0 over Satellite. A 60-yard pass from Luke Knight to Moss. I saw a cool TikTok last week with Luke Moss in it from Merritt Island. He made a really good one-foot catch inbounds, and it said, if your name is Moss, you better make this catch.
Yeah, you got a lot to live up to if you're going to have that name.
1:04 to go, first quarter. It is 14-0. Coco on top. And I tell you what, that last drive went 91 yards, lasted 9 plays. That one play, 57 yards.
It's a balanced attack.
Stopped.
Yeah, see, Alan, one thing you can do is when the play's over, it's a run play, see where your offensive linemen are. If your offensive linemen are 3, 4, 5 yards upfield, you probably had a good run play. If your offensive linemen are stalemated at the line of scrimmage or in the backfield, they've got to find a way to try to win the line of scrimmage. Or attack them in the air and pay for, the secondaries playing at linebacker level.
UC Solis, the new baseball coach at Coco, a terrific hire by athletic director Mark Karstens. 2nd and 9. I also want to give a big shout out. That's going to be offsides, 5 yards. I want to give a big shout out to Craig Spencer, who's not here. Coach Spence. Listen, so many of these kids over the years Craig Spencer to the Cocoa Tiger football program is, when you think of Cocoa Tigers football, Craig Spencer, James Folston, guys like that are guys that come to mind. And Coach, get well, get back on these sidelines. Thoughts and prayers. We love you. We miss you.
Yeah, he's a great guy. I had the pleasure of coaching with him in the Brevard North-South All-Star game years ago, and got to know him a little bit. What a nice guy. What a big heart. Definitely in it for the kids.
Yes, he is. Yeah, he's not in it for the pay. I don't think any of you are.
No.
Although that's mean for me to say. I love Dr. Ramjet. I know he's done a nice job getting pay increases for coaches and ADs. So, and I know he's working with the Florida Coaches Coalition as well to get that increased even more.
He's intense on that.
Yes, he is. And God bless him. And of course, I'm making a joke. But that's the end of the first quarter. 2 Blake Boda touchdown passes, 1 to Jaden Edgecombe, or actually both to Day Farmer. And it's 14-0. Back with the start of the second quarter in just a minute.
When you pair delicious food with great people, everyone has a good time. At Slow and Low Barbecue, we always have something fun going on. From happy hour to kids' night, there's something for everyone. Come indulge in our tasty barbecue, like our mouth-watering ribs and fresh seafood, or sip on one of our specialty cocktails, or a cold beer from our full bar. At Slow and Low, we guarantee you'll have a memorable time and leave with a full belly. Slow and Low Barbecue, 2 great locations in Vieira and Cocoa Beach.
All right, welcome back here. Don't want to get down here real quick here. Start of the second quarter. Look at that run. What a great run that was.
Alan, he was hit at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
And he drugged 3 guys with him for the first down. That was a phenomenal run.
And I tell you what, Bell gave the Pirates exactly what they needed right there. And that's a first down.
And the defense can take a deep breath.
Yeah. 11:45 to play in the first half. Coming up at halftime, I don't see any bands, so absolutely nothing.
We got you, Alan.
Well, yeah. I got to shut up sometime, and that's another offsides.
I don't know. I saw a Palm Bay guy move. I think the left guard flinched.
Yeah, you're right, because the side judge is pointing to Palm Bay. Dead ball. False start. Good pickup, Coach. So do you miss coaching, Rob?
I do. But, I was also a teacher, and the teaching is what paid the bills.
Yeah.
And if you don't enjoy what you do every day, you're 9 to 5.
No.
I didn't have any patience after school. I practice.
Yeah.
It just kind of stole my joy, so it was time to move on and find something else.
Love the honesty.
But I love doing this. Scratches my football itch right here.
Yeah, no doubt.
I love this.
We love having you, man. You have been a blessing to us. Turns, gives, and this time stacked up in the middle there by number 25. That is Davion Parham, and Parham gets the stop. And it'll be second and about 11 here. I want to welcome everyone watching here on Brevard Sports Network. I tell you, Billy, Logan, all of you guys do a terrific job. Logan's actually going to stick around and through winter. If you want to broadcast some basketball, you're welcome to as well.
Nice. That sounds fun.
Yeah. Then I'm going to have to actually create a payroll.
Hey, I probably shouldn't say this, but I do this for free.
I know. Yeah, I'm the wrong guy to say that to. Second and 14. Timeout, Palm Bay, 10:26 to go. And Brittany's right. Brittany Curry says, respect your honesty. Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's got to be a tough thing, And
I miss the players.
Yeah, the camaraderie.
The camaraderie with the coach's office. I mean, there's nothing like a football coach's office, man. The relationships you build, and then, like I've gone to a couple weddings recently from former players and a baby shower, and You make lifelong bonds with the players, and they grow into men. You see them at Publix, and they have a wife and a kid, and they say something to you like, Coach, I hated you when I played for you, but now I understand
I love
why
you. Right.
You did, you treated me the way you did. You held me accountable, and so but 17 years of great memories and friendships, I wouldn't change it for the world, and I'm still around everybody, with my new gig and, doing this with you.
Yeah, you stick around with it. And I got a question for you coming up after this play. 2nd and 15 following the timeout. Tay says, miss you, Coach Blue.
Oh, Tay. He was so
Ball's out, and that's not what you want following a timeout. Mobley's got to get rid of it. I'm not sure why he threw it there. I'm sorry. I thought he was going to throw it downfield, but he actually just gave up his wide receiver there. So you don't want to do that as a quarterback. That was Zach Emery Foster on the catch, and I'm sure Foster will be in his ear a little bit back in the huddle.
That's one of those, here, you take it.
Yeah, no, you can't.
Hot potato, here, you take it.
You can't do that. A running back one time told me I threw him the ball. Same thing, same scenario, and he got crushed, and he got back in the huddle, and he looked at me and said, I love you, Z, but if you ever do that to me again, I will put my foot where the sun don't shine, right here where we stand. You and your family a couple of years ago, one of the great sports stories of all time in Brevard, made national news. We'll talk about that in a second. I just want to get an update. Screen pass, that's a good call. Bell has room out near a first down.
About a yard short. Yeah, that was a great call.
That's what's going to beat an over-pursuing defense at the moment.
Going on 2.
Yeah.
Going on 2. Hard count, check with me, and screens.
So you set a goal for your baseball team to win the games, and if they did, they could name your baby.
Yeah.
And they did, and they named the child. What was the name of the child again?
Benny Smalls.
From the movie Sandlot. How is Benny Smalls doing?
Benny Smalls is 6.
And no, he won't get it on 4th and short, and a flag is thrown.
That's that Coco D line is just owning the line of scrimmage, Alan. Illegal shift.
And that's a killer right there. I want to say hello to Scott Diesel. Love the Diesel family. Scott and, of course, the mayor and Matt. And that's going to push them back. And, well, they're going to decline it. Why take it? Because Coco gets the ball right there, 1st and 10. So Benny's doing – it's hard to believe that was 6 years ago.
I know. Yeah, it's crazy. Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, man. What a great story that was.
I had a group of 6 seniors that they were leaders. And I could never get a word in. Anytime somebody needed to be redirected or whatever, one of those guys would step up, and everybody knew their role, and everybody accepted their role on that team, and they played above and beyond their abilities because they were a true team.
Right.
And it was a joy.
No doubt. And you got a lasting memory, literally for a lifetime. Thrown, caught, Bragg, near side. C.J. Bragg again. He executes that. You know what? I like Bragg's technique on those bubble screens. He turns, catches, and heads right upfield. There's no dancing, and that's exactly the way you need to do what you need to do when you catch that ball.
And that doesn't happen without number 16, Ryder Veras, with the block out there on the perimeter. Coco does a great job, their receivers on the perimeter on those screens blocking.
And I think if my memory serves me correctly, working the camera and the graphics and all that, I don't have time to keep stats, but I think Boda's only got 1 incomplete pass tonight. And that was a drop. That's Anthony Bridgewater, and it's going to be 3rd down and 1 here. Gain of a yard. 9-10 to play here in the second, and it's 14-0. Coco. Gives Bridgewater again. Bridgewater will have the 1st down and gets out of bounds. And it's 1st and 10 for Coco as they, like, say hello to Ray Kamika watching of 321 Recruits. Ray, coach at Holy Trinity, still works. I mean, Ray's everywhere. Like, say hello to Eddie Kinzel watching. How are these guys watching? Aren't they playing? They're all coaches. How are they watching? Say hello to them anyway. 1st and 10. Boda throws. Wow. Nice pitch and catch across the middle. He fooled, and that's going to be a helmet to helmet. That's going to tack on 15 more. And C.J. Bragg with the catch. Good job by Boda. Looked like he was going outside again and then came back across the middle.
That was the same gap they hit earlier for that big play on that pass. They've got a route combination that they like against this Palm Bay secondary.
Yeah. That's 15 more. So it's going to be 1st and 10 as they approach the Black Rock red zone. Black Rock for the best in cybersecurity. The information at the bottom of the screen. We would ask that you please patronize those that support youth and prep sports here in Brevard County and support Brevard Sports Network as well. 1st and 10 inside the Zone 6 red zone. Boda looking to add more here. Already with 2 touchdown passes, the Day Farmer tonight. And that's going to be a false start, and they're going to point, and the point game starts, but I'm sorry. The left tackle, he came about as far backwards as you could come. Somebody said that was Nicky Teeter, but I thought that was number 17 coming across the middle, wasn't it?
It's hard to see, jerseys. Me and Billy talk about it all the time. Some of those jerseys are hard to see.
Now Bragg's over here on the left. Yeah, it was Nicky Teeter. Okay, well, let's give that. Let's call it again. Nice catch by Nicky Teeter there. Of course, these guys, Teeter, playing over at SBYFL. I've called many a touchdowns for Nicky Teeter. But, yep, sorry, Nick. Like to say hello to East Coast United girls basketball. Logging in. That's I appreciate you, Kelly. I do, because that's like saying that's like you go on TikTok or social media these days and they say, how do you say you did something without saying you did something? That's Kelly being polite, saying you goof. You said the wrong guy without saying you goof. You said the wrong guy. I love it. Thank you. 1st and 15. That's good old-fashioned class. Turns, gives. Can't dance in the hole. Got to hit it, helmet off. Somebody's coming out. Flags flying. And now it's starting to get a bit chippy out here.
That's a great leg drive right there on that run.
Yeah.
There's your yak.
Somebody just kicked his helmet. That's Madman Harris's helmet. If the referee had seen it, it would have been a penalty. Paxton School 22-6 over Cocoa Beach.
Palm Bay defense needs a big stand here to keep this game within reach.
They're going to pick the flag up. Yeah, 7:54 to go. Another methodical drive, and ball is on the Zone 6 red zone. Satellite 7, Merritt Island 6. And the big secret, I'm sure, is out of the bag tonight. Satellite gets their senior quarterback back. And what a remarkable story he is. Cracked his shoulder bone in half. I mean, it was broken.
Heritage game.
Yeah, Heritage game. And he is back under center tonight playing.
He must drink whole milk.
Exactly.
Not skim.
Yeah, he can't be skimmed to heel like that. Nearly offsides, but he gets back. Boda turns and looks at Adam Franco, who signals a bunch of hand signs. Boda's got it. 4 wide receivers, doubles to each side. Boda, play action, looks, tries to get outside, does. Fires, wide open, caught, touchdown, Cocoa Tigers. What a play by Boda. What a catch. Let me get the number.
You're not supposed to throw back across the field like that, but I tell you what, he put that ball over the defender. That's one of the hardest throws for a quarterback, to put the ball over defenders and drop it in. I mean,
who was that? 88? Yes, indeed. Number 88, Javen Boggs, a sophomore.
He reminds me of Widener.
Yeah.
If you blink and some of these throws, I mean, he plays like Widener.
I want to say hello to Chris Bonanno, best weatherman I know. Snap, hold, kick. It's a beaut. And with 7:16 to go in the opening quarter, no surprise here if you're a Cocoa fan. If you're Palm Bay right now, you're a little shocked. 21-0. We were talking while we muted it, right? Go ahead and repeat that.
When he let go of the ball, he's rolling to his left. As a quarterback, you're always told, don't throw back across the field, okay? So he goes to throw it. In my mind, I'm thinking, don't do it, don't do it. And I look, when the ball's in the air, there's Palm Bay guys all over the place, but there's one little spot in the back of the end zone where he could have thrown that ball, and he dropped it in there perfectly. And that's just an amazing throw.
Yeah.
Just period. Just an amazing throw.
And this young man, Boggs, a sophomore, he's a big target and looks like a prototypical tight end, doesn't he? That's just what Boda needs, right? A tight end on top of all the speed he's got on the outside.
That's one of the hardest positions in high school football to fill, is a good big tight end who you have to be able to catch the ball and move a little bit, but you also have to be able to run block, because in the box you have to account for a tight end as an offensive lineman in the run game, and you've got to be able to cover him down the field. You've got to be able to get a hand on him, jam him up so he doesn't get a free release, and it's very hard to find in high school a true legit tight end, and when you have him, man, it's quite a weapon.
Thank you, Miss Liz. Appreciate all of you as well. And let me ask you this question. Here's an interesting question. When's the last time Cocoa scored 3 touchdowns and converted all 3 extra points? First and 10. I mean, that's big. And nowhere to go there because, next week, Rockledge's got a great kicker. And I don't know how that barbecue bowl is going to turn out. All I can tell you is you're going to watch it here on BSN. But that's going to be a dogfight.
That's a great game every year, Alan. Great game every year, and you never know what's going to happen. Everybody can guess and, talk smack and make predictions and all that, but you never know. There's so many great football players, so much talent, so much speed.
Yeah, no doubt. Second down and 10. One of the best games I've ever seen anybody have, and that was a couple of years ago on the losing end of it. Tell you about it in a minute. Throws, nice play, but the throw is low and incomplete.
Great coverage there from number 9, Jordan Holmes.
How does his name elude me? He's at Arkansas right now. The Rocket, Raheem Rocket Sanders, a couple of years ago. Man, he tore Cocoa up and down the field on Cocoa, but unfortunately for Rockledge, he was the only one going up and down the field on him. Cocoa played a really good game, and that is going to be a great football game next week. Because Rockledge can get it done, so can Cocoa, but I think Rockledge has a distinct advantage in the rushing game too. Second down, flags fly, throw. Oh, nearly picked off. That was so close to a pick 6.
Great read there by number 24, Josh Brown, jumping that screen pass. And then it ends up in a Palm Bay player's hands after the deflection, but we got a flag.
Yeah, what is that flag? I'll tell you what, Jim Wright's doing a good job tonight. Got a false start. He is. Love it. And that's going to bring up 4th down, and Palm Bay is going to be forced to punt. 6:19 to go, and Cocoa's going to get the ball back and have an opportunity to make it 28-0. And I don't see any reason why they won't with the way they've been going, Coach.
Yeah, Cocoa's defense is controlling the line of scrimmage and great coverage. So when you dare them to throw, they're backing it up with their secondary.
That's the thing that Adam Franco always says to me. He goes, anybody wants to know what we run offensively, it's pretty basic, right? Pretty basic. That if you challenge us, then we're going to throw over the top. If you back off, then we're going to run the ball down your throat.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about football, Alan, is I bought a book on eBay one time, and it was from 1933, and it was a book about football. And in the back of the book, it had defensive formations. It said if the offense lines up in a spread or freak formation, and they had 2x2, 4 wide receivers, 1 back, and a shotgun, and then they had a cover 3 shell behind it. That's 1933.
Yeah.
So there's nothing new in this game. It really just depends on your personnel. That really dictates what you're doing offensively and defensively from year to year. And then from week to week, depending on what your opponent's doing, you're going to attack their weaknesses.
Yeah. Somebody said that we said, or I said it. I said this one was going to be a dog fight. I can't get them all right. That's a heck of a punt. And he may have outkicked his coverage as one of the best in the county. Cedric Hawkins is down the field, all the way down. Cedric made that look just the Ohio State commit. Yeah, flag may be coming back. But my goodness gracious. So how do you feel as a Michigan fan? You are Cedric Hawkins. Look, I mean, right now the leader in the clubhouse for I'll tell you, I'll go ahead and spill the beans. Here is our leaders in the clubhouse at this minute for the players of the year. And we're all going to vote on this. So we're going to have nominees. But I would say Cedric Hawkins goes both ways. The job that he has done, he's going to be the leader in the clubhouse for player of the year. Offensive player of the year, you got to take a look at Bodo, right? Defensive player of the year, well, that could be any number of people. You got some guys on this Palm Bay defense that are going to be on there. Coach of the year, John Holmes out of Titusville. And I would say, I'd put Ben Waldrop in there as well. But remember, Holmes and Waldrop played head-to-head at the beginning of the year, and Titusville beat them pretty good. So that's something to consider if we're looking to break a tie. We've given Co-Coach of the Year award. So our offensive lineman caught, thrown, Hawkins with it, and he'll be stopped after a gain of 6, 21-0. Coco, 5:57 to go here in the first half. And I would say offensive lineman of the year, Bryce Lovett out of Rockledge, the Florida commit. You got some guys at Rockledge as well. DJ McCormick on that defense. It's going to be a lot of fun picking these awards at the end of the year.
Yeah, a lot of great players. It's hard to choose.
And the give is to Bridgewater, and Bridgewater will pick up half of what is needed for a first down. And actually, they say, I was like, where's the yard guy going? It's going to be 3rd down and 1. What'd you think? A little play action here, maybe across the middle again for a touchdown?
Sounds great. I think they just go right at him.
I know this defense has got to be tired already.
Well, yeah, and the night they're having, you really can't go wrong, to be honest with you.
Little bubble screen to Cedric. Cedric has a first down, so it'll be 1st and 10 for Coco, out of bounds at the 28-yard line. Cedric, of course, going to. There was that Mid-Atlantic accent. You hear that going to Ohio State next year. How's your boys doing up there in Michigan? You got a big one tomorrow, huh?
Oh, yeah, we're going to bring Paul Bunyan home. That's a big rivalry. You throw out the records and rankings in that game. It doesn't matter who's doing what. That's always a hard-fought game every year.
4:37 to go. Coach Jaquan Martin says hello. Throws down the field, just out of the reach of Kion Calhoun.
JJ.
Yeah.
Man, what a great kid. I tell you what, he's a big guy, but, man, he could move like a little guy.
Yeah.
And what hands.
Really?
Oh, out of the backfield, some of the catches he made, fingertip, one-handed catches. He was a tank, but, man, he could move. He was awesome. We had a great group come through there at Heritage.
You had some really good teams there.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Great coaches, great players, a lot of great memories.
I remember one of my favorite games that I ever broadcast. I was the sideline reporter over at Space Coast Daily up at Daytona, Mainland. and you guys came back to tie Daytona, and it came down to a 2-point conversion, and it wasn't meant to be. But I still swear to this day, I thought he had that football. Boda straight back, screen pass, nobody there. Bridgewater, all kind of room to run. And Bridgewater's at the 20-15-10, knocked out, and Bridgewater puts his head down and throws down a Palm Bay defender, barrels him down, and that's an impressive finish to that run.
Yeah, we got a flag.
They're going to what are they going to call here? That's going to come back, but that does not take away from what Bridgewater did there on that run, and then just running over the defender at the end.
I think they called block in the back.
Titusville 7, Astronaut nothing in the battle for the Hudson Trophy. The War Eagles have won 5 in a row, and 36 out of 50 from Titusville. In fact, they've won 14 of 60 in that one, Rob, and that is the battle for the Hudson Trophy. 2 very prestigious North Brevard County programs. Some of the great games in this county's history. That 1983 district championship, which we put up last night, the highlights of, was phenomenal. 1st and 20 now following the block in the back. Boda drops back, spins, fires deep down the field. Open, caught, dropped. Hit him perfectly, but dropped. Didn't hit him in stride, that was said.
That was a great adjustment. He was looking inside. Boda threw the ball outside because he read the leverage of the defender and put it outside. But, the wind is coming in his face.
Yeah.
I think the wind was a little bit of a factor there. But that was a great adjustment. He almost made that play.
Said nearly with a miraculous catch there. But like you said, Boda put it where he wanted to.
Yes.
And just didn't happen. 2nd and 10, 3:48 to play in the first half. I thought Jim Wright was walking off a penalty. All right. Boda again, looks, fires, throws, caught.
A little shallow cross package there.
That's Day Farmer for a gain of 10, 11. Be 3rd down and 9 for Coco.
You get that Mike jump up on the drag route at 1 yard. You go behind it to the dig at 10 yards. Nice throw and catch. Coco's got many different ways that they can come at you.
Yeah.
You show them all these different coverages, and, they've got an answer. They've got a lot in the bag.
Listen, if we're telling truths, and we're going to after this play, look at that jump off the line. Boda throws, overthrows Farmer. If we're telling truths here, Coco is the clear-cut favorite in 2S. They have been all year. I don't care what their record says. The only team ranked ahead of them in 2S is South Sumter, and they beat them 42-0 in the playoffs last year and pulled their starters out in the third quarter. The thing that's bad is that because of this new ranking system, Coco may have to travel to South Sumter to play. And South Sumter going to get a freebie there. 4th down here, and why not? Let's see if the Palm Bay can get the stop. 2:57, Boda rolls, throws. That's going to be incomplete. And Palm Bay's defense gets a hold here, and down goes Jim Wright as Jim's hurt too.
That was great pressure there by number 9, Markel Gowans, on Boda to affect that throw.
Hope Jim's all right. Good job. Ryan Schneider was upset because he thought that it was some extracurricular activity, but so that's the first. That's a big positive for Palm Bay. Now they got. Listen, they got to go get points, Coach.
Absolutely, yeah. You get the screenplay with the big gain, and then the penalty brings it back. Palm Bay defense stands up, but you're absolutely right. They've got to do something before the half here.
I want to say hello to Tim Passmore watching, Kevin Cook, and everyone else here tonight. And thank Donnie Reber Jr. for the updates. Donnie does a terrific job with our recaps on Friday night and our updates during the games. Little draw there, that's a nice 4-yard gain.
Yeah, that's those and screens that's if you're getting beat up front or they're getting the jump on you up front, you have an aggressive defense. That's another way that you can attack.
Their best play of the night was that screen play.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be surprised to see one called here. Jake Owens calls the offense. Coach Brown calls the defense. $21-0 Cocoa on top here.
His dad, Mitchell Brown Sr., was a mentor of mine starting out in my career. He's a great guy. Junior's a chip off the old block. A couple of great guys.
Say hello to Ricky Kendall. What's up, Ricky? Straight up the gut. And nope. Don't throw him down. I tell you what, I love the way Bell runs the Emmanuel Small runs the football. No quit in that young man's legs.
Yeah, the coaches love him too. They rave about him off the field.
1:53 to go here. And again, coming up here in a couple of weeks, it's the Brevard County North-South All-Star Game, sponsored by BSN and broadcast on BSN as the Cocoa Tigers take a timeout on the field. We want to thank our sponsors as well. We want to thank Zone 6, Black Rock Security as well. You've seen their bottom banner on the Black Cybersecurity Engineering and Technology is the name of the company. We also, tonight coming up, it is the Slow and Low post-game show. Come on down. Mr. Markel says Palm Bay better do some trick plays. Also want to thank Miss Kira Joyner, as she's got a great company, hard worker, Special K bartending. She does parties, banquets, one of the best. Third down and 5. Yeah, I'm curious about the O'Galley score myself, Mr. Reber, if you could find that. I think that game's on Space Coast Daily. If anybody sees it, let us know. Third and 5. Mobley throws, nobody looking. And that'll bring up 4th and 5. As Matt Diesel, actually, it's not Diesel. I want to say hello to Ty Blackman watching. Brian Goins, 7-0. Brian Goins is giving the score. It's 7-0 Rockledge, I would imagine. Rock, right. All right, this is 4th down, and Palm Bay's going to punt here with $1:49 to go. And a couple of good punts off the foot of this young man, but I don't think I'd be kicking the set here. Good snap, and he had to get rid of that one. He does. Line drive to Hawkins. Hawkins got to beat one guy. He does. Gets outside. Hawkins, so fast. Hawkins pushed out of bounds at the 40. So there's
not many guys that can get outside on this Palm Bay team.
No,
but
and
D1 shows up. D1 shows up.
Yeah. And he did it by doing like a 180, going all the way back across there. All right, what do you look at? What do you do right here if you're Adam Franco, coach? Okay, you've coached offense before. 1:37 to go. I want to see the 2-minute. It's a good time to practice the 2-minute offense.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You do it so you get film on it. That way, when you get into the playoffs and you have to use it, you have film on it and you can critique it and you can teach.
I think from now until Fort Lauderdale, the hardest team Coco's going to play is coming next week. I mean, honestly. I'm being honest. And that's Rockledge.
Yeah, I mean, Rockledge has got quite a team. They might not play another team as good as them the rest of the way.
Right. So Boda with a 5 wide receiver set, empty backfield, 3 to the near side. Boda drops, looks. Kion Calhoun slipped, fell down. I think he was coming back for the ball. Let me just nitpick here as a former quarterback. Kion Calhoun was wide open. Boda's got to get rid of that ball a little bit earlier on that.
Yeah, he had him in the cover 2 window there, and you really got to time that out just right because that safety's coming over from the hash.
He can drop that in. I asked Boda once if he wears 12 for Tom Brady, and he said, no, Aaron Rodgers.
Oh. Well, see, that's a long throw, too, because they're on the right hash.
Yeah. Boda again drops back, throws. Did he get it? Is he in? No, they say he's out of bounds. But I tell you what, that tight end, that sophomore tight end, I think it is him. Yeah, he's pretty impressive. Jabin Boggs, that was a good catch. Just didn't get his feet in.
Yeah, they're going at that cover 2 window for 2 reasons. Number one, obviously, it's there against the secondary, but they're also going to get out of bounds after the catch in their 2-minute drill. So you hit the nail on the head. They're working on their 2-minute drill.
Yep. Well, Jim, if it's in Tallahassee, I'm not going. I'm just kidding. Boda looks, fires, caught, across the middle. Cedric Hawkins with a little spin. I mean, he's just incredible. Yeah. Spin move there, picks up another 15 yards, 1:15 to go.
You don't get a scholarship offer from a school like Ohio State if you're not elite, and it shows.
Yeah. I remember when he committed. He committed on New Year's Day while they were in the middle of their bowl game. Boda in trouble, gets out, just gets rid of it. Good play.
Yeah.
You know, I love the fact that they changed that rule this year. I think it was this year they changed it, where quarterbacks could get rid of the football. It used to be in high school football that they could be 40 yards out of the pocket and throw it away, and it was still intentional grounding.
Yeah.
That's not the case anymore.
Yeah, some rule changes are good.
And there you see a perfect case of what would have been a flag a year ago. 2nd and 10, but that's of no matter. It's 1:02 to play. The Tigers aren't looking at the yardsticks. They're looking at the goal line. Boda fires, throws. Jaden Edgecombe. That's not on Jaden, although it hit him in the hands. Didn't quite hit him in stride on that one.
Yeah, running a little crossing route over a little mesh over the middle of the field. Reading that middle linebacker. He can't play both. And just put a little bit behind him.
But I'm here to tell you, had he hit him in stride, he might have cut it up and been gone. 57 seconds, 3rd down. Boda. 5 wide receivers set. Kion Calhoun near side. Farmer in the slot. Keep your eye on him right here, Coach, because here's the thing. I just looked. Did you just see that they had nobody on him? I think I'd run a go route to Day here.
That's never a bad option, Alan.
No, it's not. I mean, you know, the Boda to Day thing should be the X button in this game, right? Melbourne 21, Vieira 7. Heritage up 21-0. I tell you what, Harmony, that's good on Heritage to be beating Harmony like that.
I'm not surprised.
I'm not either.
Heritage has gotten better literally every week this season. They were up on Oviedo at the half. They were up on Melbourne at the half. They haven't been able to close games, but they've gotten so much better. They are a totally different team than they were week one. I mean, totally different.
Since that Merritt Island win.
Yeah, and you know what? That's determination on the players' part, but that's also great coaching.
Yeah. Rockland's 13, O'Galley, nothing. 3rd and 10, Boda back, fires, incomplete. It'll be 4th and 10, and 51 seconds. I think if we got a hold, should be declined. Although, I think you decline this. I don't think you give. It could be 3rd and 25. I don't think you give them another shot here.
Yeah, and the way things have gone here in the first half, I think that special teams gives Palm Bay an opportunity to score some points.
Yeah, they need it.
You have a chance to block the punt, and you have a chance for a return. I mean, you got a whole half of football left, so I don't want to sound negative.
Right. No. I get it. I get it, though. But I thought that got blocked. Glad I didn't scream it. And that ball, they don't kick it to him, so it goes out of bounds. So with 42 seconds and a half that won't end, it's 21-0, Cocoa. It's a long first half, isn't it? Thank goodness we got the new iPhone 14s here because the battery life on them is incredible.
I wouldn't be surprised to see a screen here on first or second down.
You know, if I got a guy like Daniel Man Harris, I'm throwing him out there at wide receiver for a play. Titusville 7-0 on Astronaut at the half, and you know what? Doesn't matter what kind of a season Astronaut's having. When rivals get together like that, throw out the records.
That's right.
Mobley, little bubble screen here, caught. And we got a flag. What's his flag?
I think they're going to get a block in the back.
Junior Fighter on the catch.
I think they're going to get Emery Foster for a block in the back out here on the perimeter.
And that's a spot foul, so it'll be 1st and 18. If I'm Coco, yeah, that's exactly what it is. And they'll take it and back them up. 35 seconds to go. Right now, I think I just take a knee and get out of here.
Yeah, I mean, the last thing you want to do is make a mistake and give them another 7 going into the half.
We've seen it happen.
It's so hard, though, as a competitor.
You don't want to concede.
Yeah.
But
and, you know, as a coach, when you tell your players to take a knee, you know, they want to go, go, go. They never want to take a knee.
Right.
So it's so hard to take a knee.
So it's 1st and 18. Now Satellite 14. Merritt Island 6 at the half. I knew it. Throws Emery Foster out of bounds. I knew he was playing. He came over and did an interview with me, Hinkle. We had to set it up where, you know, everything was the truth except for the game he was coming back. We couldn't reveal that he was coming back for the Merritt Island game. Nobody wanted to do that. And I never give away secrets. I don't care who I'm talking to, what coach, what player. You tell me something in confidence, it stays with me. That's my job as a guy that covers sports and news, right? So it just chewed at me, man. But I knew it would be a different game tonight with Hinkle in there. 2nd down and 10. They call him Vanilla Vic. 2nd and 11 now.
No pressure.
No pressure. 28 seconds to go. This is Emmanuel Small who's got a 1st down. Now there is a great positive to build on. You picked up 15, 18 yards in 2 plays there. That's the biggest 2-play stretch of the half for outside of the screen pass for Palm Bay. 23 seconds, and they're going to take a timeout. And why not? Well, actually, it was just a move to change. Okay. I'd like to say hello to Jamar Nelson watching. Kelvin Jaquez as well. Shanta Williams, Ty Benson, all watching here on Brevard Sports Network. And that is the end of the first half with your score. The Cocoa Tigers 21, the Palm Bay Pirates nothing. We'll be back with the start of the second half in about 15 minutes here on BSN. All right, let me just give you an update real quick here. What's going on? A extended halftime, and I don't have any answers for you other than I can tell you that Larry Johnson for Palm Bay was taken away in an ambulance, and I don't know what happened. I don't know when it happened, how it happened. We'll obviously text Brian Crowley, the athletic director, to get an update on him. As a result, they will now begin halftime with the Palm Bay band here. So we'll be back with the start of the second half coming up in about 15 minutes here on Brevard Sports Network. And the reason we can't let halftime play is because they're playing copyrighted music along with the halftime show, so we can't do that. All right, if you're just joining us, welcome back here. Halftime set to expire. The long halftime as a result coming up at the what happened at the end of the first half was Larry Johnson was hurt. He required an ambulance to leave the field, and so we'll get you an update on Larry coming up here, and you never want to see that. And obviously the band got to play as we get set to start half number 2. And listen, a positive for Palm Bay because that defense gets to rest up a little bit. They get a 34-minute half, Coach Blue, and if you're Coco now, you got to come back and find that rhythm.
Yeah, that's a good positive way to look at it from the Palm Bay perspective.
Once again, we want to thank Special K Bartending. And don't forget, coming up, the big Brevard County North-South All-Star Game. And, of course, big event coming up if you're a basketball fan, too, with Court Kings and the BCSO Enforcers. But the special guest player is going to be none other than the Professor. You can get your tickets at Eventbrite for that.
Where's that taking place?
Vieira High School. If you know anything about basketball, then you know the name the Professor.
He can dribble a little bit, right?
He can dribble just a little bit. He'll be live and in person here in Brevard County, December 12th, 7 o'clock. So we get set to start half number 2. The Pirates will receive.
Palm Bay needs a drive and a score very badly.
Yeah, because I see this one escalating quickly if they don't. He just absolutely crushed that one. That was a line drive into the soccer net, and that's exactly what he was going for. I guarantee you, I'll ask his translator, but I'm pretty sure he was trying to drill that into that soccer net.
Because he's a soccer player.
He's a soccer player. Mission succeeded.
That might have been a halftime adjustment where Coach Schneider goes to the translator, hey, tell him, you see that soccer net over there?
Kick it.
You know that, right? Okay,
Yeah.
we'll put the ball in the net.
Put the ball in the net. Don't even look at those goalposts.
Keep it simple.
Yeah. Alan Slaughterzinski, Coach Blue with you. Rob Query here at Palm Bay Pirates Stadium, formerly Florida Tech Panthers Stadium, where Steve Englehart and his Florida Tech Panthers played for 7-8 years. Man, I miss Florida Tech football. I used to be on the broadcast with Jerry Durney, and, man, goodness do I miss calling Florida Tech.
That was awesome. It was an awesome time.
Yeah, it was. Lauren Ward will stack up play number 1, and that's the first time we've called Ward's name tonight. I love Lauren, I do, but I still see 44 and still think Day White in my head. Not sure. That'll probably take a couple years to go away.
Great players will do that to you.
Yeah. 5 years Day made an impact on this program, and he left as our Brevard Sports Network Defensive Player of the Year 2 years ago. And last year it was Gavin Rao. Who will it be this year? We got our award ceremony coming up in December. It's Slow and Low. We'll invite all the players, and you're welcome to join us as well. 2nd and 12 for Mobley and the Pirates offense. Turns, gives, and inside that time with the big stop was number 25, Davion Parham, the junior linebacker, and it'll be 3rd down and 11, and not the start that Palm Bay was looking for.
Yeah, I mean,
you got to mix it up a little.
Coco's defense is so good that it can make a good offense look bad.
Coach, the other thing, too, they're running into the teeth of it. I mean, the 2 runs up the middle, you know, you got to try to misdirection, maybe some counters, something.
Yeah, you definitely got to have some balance. But it's hard to have balance when you're facing a defense like this. It's hard to find a seam or, something to get your momentum going. As a play caller, sometimes there is no play.
Mobley with time, throws. That one's on the receiver. Put it right in the breadbasket. An unusual drop for Zach Emery Foster. He knows it as he leaves the field with his head down. And the Pirates go 3 and out, Coach. And not only will they now have to punt to Coco, but Coco will get the ball in Palm Bay territory unless he booms this about 60 yards.
And who they're punting it to,
Cedric Hawkins,
is dangerous.
Yep. 21-0. This young man's a good punter. Hawkins, that ball takes a bounce at the 50. Good roll.
Yeah, that worked out good for Palm Bay.
Flag down, though. Let's see what the flag is. Jim Wright.
I'll tell you what, that was a great play call on that third down for Palm Bay. That receiver was wide open.
Wide open.
Yeah, it was just he had to go down to the ground a little bit to get that ball, and weren't able to come up with it. But that was a good call. That was there. So they may need to come back to that.
That's a personal foul. Now, did it occur? That's a first down for Palm Bay. That's a personal foul hit to the head on Coco. So, oh, no, they called it on Palm Bay. Okay, Jim Wright pointing the wrong way there. So it'll be 15 yards on Palm Bay. So now a great punt turns into good field position because of the penalty, and that's the other issue that's hurt this foot. That's the second personal foul penalty of the night. That's 30 yards, and when you're not putting points on the board, Coach Blue, that hurts.
Yeah, field position.
Miss Angela, the last score update we had was 7-0. Titusville on top of Astronaut.
I think I saw it was 21-0.
21-0.
Last I looked, yeah. I looked at Florida today at halftime, and I think it was Titusville 21-0.
I tell you what, win by Astronaut ends a 5-game winning streak in the battle for the Hudson. Astronauts won 14 of the last 16 in that series, and is 36-14 all time between those two teams. The 51st meeting as Boda now gets 1st and 10 at the 40. Boda with trips or 3 wide receivers to the right, drops back, throws out. Jaden Edgecombe caught, cuts back inside. Edgecombe burst of speed, and Edgecombe picks up 15. 1st and 10 for Coco at the Palm Bay 25.
Yeah, there was a mismatch out there in the flat when he caught the ball. It was one-on-one, and the feet of the one guy were faster than the feet of the other guy.
Yep, no doubt. When you're going up against Jaden Edgecombe, that's going to be the case. His feet are going to work a lot quicker than a lot of others. Titusville 21-0. And this is Cedric Hawkins with it now, and Hawk will pick up 5. And it'll be 2nd and 5 for the Tigers. Ball inside the zone 6 red zone. Join us tonight at Slow and Low, should we ever get there, following tonight's game for the post-game show. Second down. Boda.
One-on-one.
And that'll be a first down.
Yeah, he got one-on-one with Hawkins down here. They had an edge player, a slot defender, a linebacker bumped out here to take away slant. But then he came back down in the box pre-snap, and they got a one-on-one, and they'll take that all day.
And it looks like we got a flag. So grateful. And the referees in the stands do not agree. Trying to get these bottom banners straightened up here. So it's against Coco, and that'll back them up. Boda now. 2nd and 20. That's offsides. And that'll be 2nd and 15. Jumped in a little bit early.
They're making the umpire get his steps in here, Alan.
Yeah, absolutely. So they'll mark it off. 2nd and 14 now 15, we'll call it. Boda with trips stacked to the left. Cedric Hawkins alone to the right. Boda turns, fires. Had him. Just overthrew him.
Alan, I wonder if the umpire, he walks off the penalties with those nice long strides.
Yeah.
If those guys sleepwalk in the middle of the night, I wonder if do they walk like that or they walk normal?
I don't know. I got to ask. Tony Burkholder watching his grandson Davian Parham here in Arkansas, home of the Razorbacks. 3rd and 14 now. 4-down territory. Boda screen beautifully executed. This is Malachi Coney, and Coney will. Nice. I tell you what, that's a good job by Palm Bay's defense to close up that real quick there, because it looked like he had room to run.
Yes.
And he was forced out, and they closed fast, and it's now 4th down. I'd be interested to see the kicker try one from here. Fourth and 9.
One safety back.
Yeah, they're coming. Nope, they don't. They choose to drop back in coverage throws. And incomplete, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. I'm not sure why you'd be talking trash to Cedric Hawkins with 8:33 to play in the 3rd quarter. And I see Ced's complaint on that one. I thought he was held a little bit coming back to the pattern. But it's only a penalty should the flag get thrown.
Big stop there.
It was a big stop.
You go down 28 there halfway through the 3rd. That's tough. So that's a huge stop. Palm Bay's defense keeping them in the game.
This game 2 hours and 20 minutes old. Yes, indeed. 8:33 to go in the 3rd. 21-0, Cocoa. What's the flag here? That could be on the sideline. Somebody on Cocoa's sidelines may have said something to the side judge about that no flag on the last play. And that's exactly what I think it's going to be here. Somebody said something. Unsportsmanlike conduct against Cocoa. It's on Coach Snyder. He was not happy that flag wasn't thrown. And I get it. And Jim Wright right now.
Well, you know what? Coach Snyder may be all right with that trade. He gets 15 yards, but he gets to talk to Jim Wright for a couple minutes.
Yeah. Well, it could be 20. 8:33 to go. As Jim will make his way back. Yep. Okay, 21-0 here. 15-yarder for unsportsmanlike conduct. I'll find out at Slow and Low what was said there. I'm sure I won't be able to repeat it. As the
part broadcaster, part therapist.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Patient confidentiality.
Yeah, that's what it is, man. I love Coach's stories, man. I do. I could listen to them all day. Boy, the book I could write. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Rockledge 20, O'Galley nothing. 10:52 to go in the game. Mobley from the gun. False start coming. Oscar Castillo jumped a little bit early there, and that'll back up Palm Bay 5 yards. And
these penalties, the number of penalties and the penalty, these are usually like week 1, classic game week 1 where you don't have a lot of chemistry and everybody's rusty. But man, this is
it is starting to add up. It is starting to add up, and here we go. 1st and 15. Like to say hello to Miss Katrina Strand. Hello, Katrina. Tony Reaver said was just getting ready to post that. Thank you.
Big 44 in there with the play again.
Lauren Ward.
Having his way right now.
Yeah, he is. And that's the thing that Coco has really stressed this year is the conditioning aspect. Of course, they got that brand new weight room. I'm still waiting for ESPN and Marty Smith's story on that. Dick's Sporting Good or Academy Sports, I should say, and just unbelievable. I'd like to say hello to Miss McKenna Diesel, watching here on Brevard Sports Network. McKenna, hope to see you at Slow and Low tonight. 2nd and 17, throws. That was nearly picked off, tipped at the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 17 coming up.
Quarterback there, drift. He showed the mesh fake like RPO or a play action fake, but he didn't get his hips around, didn't get his feet set. And
no.
A great job, defensive player getting his hand up and batting that ball, but not a very clean footwork there. He'd like to have that one back.
7:41 to go here in the third. The clock is moving in dog years. 3rd and 16 for 17 for Palm Bay.
Palm Bay's just they're not breaking the huddle with any sense of urgency or energy.
Mobley stops, throws. That was in and out. I think he threw that right to the safety. And that came in and out of the hands of Cedric Hawkins, and Ced will want that one back. So Ced's even it up on a night. He had a drop on offense, and now he's got a drop on defense. But he'll stay back there. 4th and 17.
They had a receiver there.
Yeah.
There's a soft spot in the middle there. But they're not able to connect.
I don't know if they have a hurry up in there. I'm sure every offense does, a 2-minute drill. I think maybe run that, try to wear them down a little bit, put some points on the board. 21-0 our score. Cedric Hawkins back deep.
That's the worst feeling in the world as an offensive coordinator, is when you're playing a team that's not only are they talented, but they're playing a great game.
This is going to roll out of bounds.
You see Hawkins coming up. He wants to return that ball so bad.
Yeah. He wanted to pick it up, just shoot down the side. He probably could have right there.
But, not only is Coco super talented, but they're playing so well. So as an offensive coordinator, it's so hard because – you look at your call sheet and there's just nothing there. There's no magic play. You get guys open, but the windows close so fast. You block a gap, but it closes so fast, and you just kind of feel helpless sometimes when you're overmatched, or the other team is just playing lights out, or both.
I'm going to be a little critical here. This Coco offense has sputtered a little bit on the last couple of possessions. So
credit to Palm Bay defense.
Yeah, I think so. Absolutely. Palm Bay secondary has done well. There's a quick pitch out to Malachi Coney, hit in the backfield, and Coney will be dropped for a gain of 2. And I like the sense of urgency with which that defense is playing there, Coach. Good call.
Good pursuit there.
Melbourne with a 35-7 lead over Vieira, and for the first time or second time in their program history, they will win 2 straight over the Hawks. And we have got a whistle and a timeout. And for what? Personal foul against Coco. Good for Jim Wright, because you got to start calling these if it's getting chippy inside. You do. I didn't see anything, so I can't criticize anything. But Ryan Schneider right now is livid. So it's going to be 2nd down at about 22 here for Heritage, with an unbelievably impressive night over Harmony. 35-3. And Blue, I tell you the thing, Heritage is going to beat Harmony by more points than Melbourne did. Harmony beat Palm Bay. What's that say about the way Heritage is playing at the moment?
They just keep getting better every week. And the first time I put them in the Super 7, the all-popular Super 7, I'll tell you after this play.
Boda throws, wide open, caught. Nice play. That's a game. That's a first down. They needed 26. They got 27. Make sure I get the right guy. That is number 17, C.J. Bragg on the catch.
So they get Palm Bay's secondary in a bind. That safety's on the hash. If he gets a threat down the sideline, he's got to leave the hash to go to the sideline. But then the post comes underneath him. So he drops and thinks about going to the sideline, and then that post comes underneath him, and Boda hits it.
Thomas Robinson said, no, not credit to the Palm Bay defense. Credit to the second and third flags every time we get in the red zone. 1st and 10 for Boda and the offense, and that was a good-looking pitch and catch there from Boda to Bragg. Boda's averaging 307 yards a game. Go ahead and finish your thought on Heritage, Blue.
Yeah, they've gotten better every week. Credit to the determination and the focus of the players. Great coaching when that happens. They've had some losses where they've been in the game and they were devastating losses, but those guys just keep working hard every week and getting better. And if you look at the results of the games every week, you can see the improvement. And, like you said, Harmony beat Palm Bay. Melbourne was in a dogfight with Harmony.
Yeah.
And Heritage manhandles them.
Blocked field goal is the only reason Nicky Teeter puts the knee down and he'll be whistled dead, but that's on Boda. Warren McKee says Coco cannot play like this against Rockledge and win the game. I'm pretty sure that the coaching staff will ensure that won't happen. That Super 7 is a lot of fun. You got to grab yourself a beverage on Tuesday nights when we release it, or Wednesday night by the time everybody's had 24 hours to comment. I mean, it is absolutely phenomenal reading in the comments.
That's one of the best things about college football and high school football is the people arguing about the rankings.
Yeah, no doubt.
I mean, it's just great.
I love it. And I love this. Somebody asked me last week why we had a 2-win Heritage team ranked ahead of. Well, now you're seeing why we do.
Yeah, you can't get caught up in records.
And you can't get caught up with what these teams are doing in week 1 and week 2, right?
Right. They evolve. You have guys injured to start the season, and then they come. But
3rd and 6 here.
What have you done lately?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. And you have it. And the thing is, like, I've seen Heritage play 4 or 5 times. I haven't seen Titusville play. So it's not fair for me to look at Titusville's record and judge them based on that.
Right. Boda throws, quick out. Oh, perfectly timed. But the pass is complete to Bragg, and he hangs on. But it'll be 4th and 3. 4th and 2, and Coco going to go for it. No, they're going to punt. Are they really going to punt? Nope, this is a Wildcat package for Cedric Hawkins. This is the Ced Hawkins package here.
You got a heavy load over on the right.
Hawkins. He's got a first down.
And there's a flag.
First down, and let's see what the flag is. 4:31 to play in the 3rd. Face mask against Palm Bay, so that's either 5 or 15. We'll see here. He didn't indicate personal foul, so it's the 5-yard variety, and that'll be inside the zone or at the zone 6 red zone. So the Tigers pick up 5 more. Satellite 22. Merritt Island 6. And the difference in that game tonight, as we hit to the water break, the difference in that game tonight, I guarantee, is Mark Hinkle. I guarantee you it's Mark Hinkle. The Satellite quarterback that broke his shoulder against Heritage, and I'm not shocked. That's a different football team, and that's no disrespect to Dylan Bigliotti. He's a sophomore. This team felt like they got their senior quarterback back tonight, and they are showing out.
I mean, yeah, it changes everything. Look at Merritt Island.
Yeah.
They got a quarterback come in, and it took them a week against Heritage. They came back out the next week and beat O'Galley.
And Brian Helton knows that Merritt Island offense. He ran the defense last year. He runs that 3-3 stack. Helton knows what's coming. Look at that little shovel pass there to Jaden Edgecombe, but Palm Bay swallows it whole.
Well played.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. And I know Coach Helton will be at Slow and Low tonight. He shows up, win or lose. A couple of weeks ago, we had a conversation with Coach Helton there where, man, I really felt bad for him, you know. But, man, a win over Merritt Island, an opportunity to once again be mathematically alive for the playoffs. He'll be on cloud 9 tonight. 2nd and 9 for Boda. Trips near side. See what the Tigers run here. Boda looks, fires, throws, caught, touchdown! Cocoa Tigers, C.J. Bragg. 19 yards, Coach.
That was a great throw. There was a very small window for that throw, and the safety didn't get over there in time. Great throw and catch.
And with 3:23 to go, pending the extra point, Cocoa finds the rhythm of the offense. 27, Palm Bay nothing.
There's a lot to be said about that route also. To run a good post route, you've really got to sell an outside release fade. And when you stick your foot in the ground and come out of that break, you've got to accelerate out of that break because your separation is only going to last so long. And you've got to beat that safety to the spot down the seam. That's just a great timing play, great throw. I love, they were trips. I love trips, and then you got one-on-one on the backside. You got all that field on the backside, singling a guy up away from trips, and there's so much you can do. That's a lot of fun. That
score sponsored by Zone 6. Register now for 7v7.com, or the 7v7. The information's on the bottom of the screen. The web address, Rockledge, pulling away from O'Galley. These two teams that'll meet next week in the Barbecue Bowl are beating it's 28-0 Rock, 28-0 Cocoa. Right where we thought they might be tonight.
And they're both playing very good teams.
Yeah. No, this is one of the better defenses that Cocoa. I mean, look, it's not St. Thomas Aquinas. It's not Jones, but it's one of the better defenses they're going to see in Brevard County, and a good test, and the same with Rockledge for when they play each other next week.
Got a final Titusville 34, Astronaut 0.
So the Terriers snap a 5-game losing streak and chalk another resume builder up for Coach of the Year for John Holmes as he captures the Battle of the Hudson. Titusville had gone into that game as losers of 14 of the last 16 and 5 in a row. The all-time series now. Tonight was the 51st meeting between those schools. And tonight, the Terriers pick up the 15th win.
Another final, Holy Trinity 35, MCC 0.
Dante Bishop still calling me out because I said it was going to be a dogfight. What am I supposed to say? It's going to be a blowout, and nobody, please don't watch. Don't waste your time. No, I thought the defense for Palm Bay would keep Cocoa off the scoreboard a little bit more. So go ahead and keep calling me out. Melbourne 42-7 over Vieira. And we get a timeout on the field by Palm Bay with 3:23 to go. Running clock now there.
There have been a few penalties in this game, Alan.
Yeah, because we are 2 hours and 30 minutes into it. Heritage with a 35-3 win over Harmony. Impressive win for Coach Angel. You mentioned earlier that, the progress in that team, the coaching. Ainsley's the elder statesman. 12 straight years between two programs. In his 9th year, I believe, at Heritage. Prior to that, he was at Holy Trinity. So he's been doing this a while.
before he came to Brevard, he was up in Virginia, and he was a defensive coordinator for a couple of state championship teams up there. So he's been doing it a long time. I've been around a few guys, and he is an unbelievable defensive coach. I mean, not just defensive coach, but that's definitely his niche. I mean, he's a great play caller offensively also, but great defensive coach.
Turns, gives, up the gut, swallowed whole again. Samadre Hawkins in there. Samadre had 180 tackles last year. He said that's my last time. Nah, man, I'm sure you'll get me one more time. I mean, look, there's 2:54 to play in the third, and we got 12 more minutes to go. So really, that's clock time. Probably 2.5 hours more game time left. You can't help it, I know. 2nd and 10. Throws on the out. And that's a nice play there.
Yeah, especially you get a one-on-one like that. If he can break that, there's nobody anywhere near outside the hash because, Coco is basically just saying, hey, go ahead and throw the ball deep.
And Andrew Young on the reception there. Nice job, too, turning it up and not running out of bounds. 2:12 to go here. A touchdown by Coco, keeping Palm Bay off the board on this drive, would give us a running clock, and all 11 are in the box here.
Yeah, there's not a human being deeper than 5 yards.
Nope, and that's the reason why. And that's, I mean, it's 3rd down and 1, and there's 11 guys in the box. I don't know if Mobley has the ability to call a red or a blue or a black or an audible, but usually as a quarterback, even at the high school level, when I saw something like this, I'd call an audible and hit my tight end coming off the line of scrimmage, and he could run for days. You got to read that. And at least maybe take a timeout, This is I know it's 28-0, but and they're going to put, they're even tighter than they were before. There was literally 11 guys in this box, and they're trying to draw them off. They're going to snap this, I believe, to the running back directly here. Or no, they're going to punt it. Quick kick. Offsides, or it's going to be a motion penalty. Cedric Hawkins catches it. Hawk is at the 50, the 40, the 30. Hawk gets outside. Cedric Hawkins gone! Touchdown! And that's what he's been waiting for, Blue.
Got more flags. There's 3 flags, 2 on the far side of the field, 1 on the near side of the field.
What are the odds none of these are against Coco? With 3 of them.
I think the rice is going to start coming out of these flags before they're going to wear a hole.
All right. Here comes Jim Wright. He'll get there. $54 seconds to go. That's against Palm Bay. Personal foul is against declined. And that is a 53-yard Cedric Hawkins punt return for a touchdown. And pending the extra point, it's 34-0, Coco. An extra point here, and we're at a running clock. Or what happened? Did we miss one? Apparently we did, because Coco's offense is taking the field.
Well, there will be some walking.
What is the deal here? Oh, here we go. This is not even. I don't even think that's Ryan Schneider out there talking.
We're a few minutes away from the next one.
Let's see here. Here we go. Okay, everybody's pointing. Where are we going here? We got
false start
on Palm Bay. Declined. I don't know what that is. That's against Coco.
Something against
Coco. So the touchdown won't count, and it'll be 28-0.
You know what I think it was? There was 2 flags on the far side where Hawkins went. I think there was a crackback blind side.
Look at Liz. Liz, you are the fan of the night, giving us a World Series update score. 5-0 Houston over Philadelphia. And I was wondering if Justin Verlander was going to shut down the bats of the Phillies. Unless that says 10-5. Let me put my glasses on. No, it's 5-0.
Verlander historically does not do well in the World Series.
No,
As
he.
a Tigers
I
fan,
know
I
you.
can
I
tell
was going to say. I know you know that.
2006, 2013. Ugh.
Liz, you message me, Liz. I'll send you a slow and low gift certificate.
What inning is it?
I'm not sure, but it's 5-0. All I can tell you, and that's a short run up the middle, all that I can tell you is that for entertainment purposes only, I took the Astros tonight minus a 1.5 for entertainment purposes. And it's 2nd and 7 following the run up the middle by Malachi Coney. I was wondering about that, and both my devices are locked up on this game, so I can't get off of them, otherwise the broadcast will end. Well, Seth, I apologize, but we're not going to please everyone, and we're always going to give updates on big games, so sorry. 20 seconds to go here, and down to...
Nice post route underneath the safety with a little flash fake. RPO play action flash fake, and they throw the post underneath the safety.
22-14, Satellite and Merritt Island. 1st and 10. Boda drops, throws, wide open, Cedric Hawkins. Hawkins gets his touchdown. Are there any flags? No flags. And the Cocoa Tigers, pending the extra point. He was wide open, broke across.
Yeah, post wheel there. Outside guy runs a post, slot guy runs a wheel. Secondary miscommunication. You either got to China that or stay home, and somebody China and somebody stayed home.
There you go. And the all-important, that's actually officially the end of the third quarter, the all-important extra point here. And here comes the snap, the hold, the kick, right down Babcock Street. And with 12 minutes to play in the game as we get set to start quarter number 4, we'll have a running clock. It's 35-0 Cocoa. It is 35-0 Cocoa.
I'll tell you, Cocoa is doing a great job in their play calling of calling pass route combinations versus the secondary of Palm Bay. And then Boda's doing a great job reading that secondary.
12 minutes on the clock here. And the Tigers well out in front. Rockledge was well out in front. All right, Blue, I'm going to put you on the spot. Liz, you're all right. Give updates. All right, I'm going to put you on the spot, Blue. How do you see the Barbecue Bowl playing out?
I haven't seen Rockledge play, and this is the first time I've seen Cocoa play. Mm-hmm. So I honestly cannot give you an informed answer on that.
Okay. Oh, nice return out to the 22-yard line. I'll say this. And there's a flag that flies. That's going to be on Palm Bay. 35-0, so a running clock at Rockley. So both of these teams took care of business tonight as we get set to head into Barbecue Bowl weekend. Make sure you stay tuned to Brevard Sports Network all week long as we put up highlights of previous barbecue bowls and talk about it's a big week. It's rivalry week, right? Also, I got a question for you, Blue, and I'll get back to Coco Rockledge in a minute, but Melbourne and O'Galley next week is going to be an interesting game.
Oh, absolutely.
But it is the one rivalry in Brevard County that has no name.
Interesting.
Think about that.
Yeah, interesting.
We got the Battle of the Hudson, the Battle for US 1. We got the Barbecue Bowl, right? We'll do a story on this week. We're going to take a poll. What would you call the O'Galley-Melbourne rivalry game? The Battle of Opalo, the Harbor City Bowl, or some great ones I've heard. Me and my friend TJ McMahon have been trying to figure this out for 3 years, what we would call it. But the Harbor City, I just don't know where the harbor is in Melbourne.
Yeah, that's a good challenge.
I like the Battle for Apollo. Some interesting graphics you could use there. Mobley turns, gives. What a run. What a run. And we, my player of the game for Palm Bay tonight is that young man right there, Emmanuel Small. Mike Moffitt says it's 5-3 now. Those bats of the Phillies waking up. The Battle of Melbourne.
Well, if it's Melbourne's the Harbor City, right?
Yeah.
Right? So Harbor City Showdown.
So, Harbor City Showdown. Because both schools are technically located on Apollo, right? The give is up the middle, and I just ride the back of Emmanuel Small the rest of the way, and he picks up a Palm Bay first down. 9:06 to go. Ignore the top. It is 35-0, but it's the fourth quarter. I forgot the battle between the causeways. I like that. I like that one. Didn't have now. Come on now, be nice. First and 10. Small again.
I'll tell you what's going to be another good game next week would be Heritage Bayside.
Yeah, it is. And that's a big game for Bayside, regardless of what they did against Jensen Beach tonight.
That's a huge rivalry.
Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit, because if you look at 2S right now, right, or 3S, Satellite wins tonight and puts themselves squarely, if they do finish off Merritt Island, it puts them squarely back into the playoff hunt mathematically next week. Brevard could possibly send 5 teams out of this district to the playoffs. That would be the best case scenario. But at a minimum, it's going to be 4. Not sure where that was going. Over the head of Zach Emery Foster. 7:48 to play. Those teams would obviously be Rockledge, O'Galley, Merritt Island, Bayside, and Satellite, the 5 teams. Jensen Beach, look at that. Jensen Beach, 16-8. I just love the way that Corey Broomfield Jensen Beach a good football team.
Absolutely.
Blue, they came in at 7-1 tonight.
Yes. Very good football team. No, Corey's a great coach. There's no doubt about it. He was a great player. And I'm going to tell you something about the Broomfield family. Corey and Dion, I had the pleasure of coaching both of those guys at Bayside. Their parents are amazing people. And it's just a pleasure to know them. And Corey, Dion's the DB's coach for Iowa State. He was coaching with the Houston Texans last year.
Yeah.
Corey was DC at Childs High School up the Tallahassee way for a long time before he came to Bayside. and he knows what he's doing, and he's going to have his guys prepared, fired up.
Yeah. Yeah, he will. First and 10 following the catch by junior fighter, Samadre Hawkins. And that's Emmanuel Small still on his feet. Look at Small go. I love his drive and determination.
That's your guy.
That's 35-0, and that young man, no quit. He deserves a standing ovation.
He's only a sophomore, Alan.
Well, it'll be a lot of fun to watch him over the next couple of years.
And they get Osby back next year also.
Yeah, he'll be a senior next year.
That's a nice little 1-2 Thunder and Lightning.
So we got a water break on the field. We'll step aside. We'll be right back. 35-0, 5:55 to go.
When you pair delicious food with great people, everyone has a good time. At Slow and Low Barbecue, we always have something fun going on. From happy hour to kids' night, there's something for everyone. Come indulge in our tasty barbecue, like our mouth-watering ribs and fresh seafood, or sip on one of our specialty cocktails, or a cold beer from our full bar. At Slow and Low, we guarantee you'll have a memorable time and leave with a full belly. Slow and Low Barbecue, 2 great locations.
All right, come on down to Slow and Low tonight following the game. And one thing to note is that, and whether it's because he hasn't had time or that secondary closes so fast, Coach, but that was really the first opportunity all night Jaden Mobley had to get a pass more than 20 yards down the field.
And not a lot of deep shots.
No.
That doesn't mean they're not being called, and that doesn't mean that
Mobley's
been making the right read all night and it's not there, It's not a knock on anybody, but, probably more of a credit to Coco's defense, the coverage ability of the DBs, game plan.
Yeah. Mobley, 2nd and 12. Little bubble screen to junior fighter. Little forearm shiver there from number 5, Caleb Dobbs. He gets the tackle, and it's going to be, I tell you what, they hitting 3rd and 11. Verlander struggling. Man, I didn't want to hear that.
The guy sitting to your right is not surprised one bit.
So you're Michigan everything then.
Yeah, I mean, Toledo, Ohio, Detroit is 40 minutes north. Ann Arbor's 40 minutes north. Cleveland was an hour and a half east, so all your public television was all Detroit. So growing up on the radio and TV, it was all Detroit sports.
That's back when all of them were good, except for the Lions.
Now, when Barry was there, that was fun.
Yeah, that was a good time.
They had some good receivers. They had some good defenders. They made the playoffs a few times. I mean, went to the NFC Championship game in '91 and lost to the Redskins, who won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So
it is 4:17 with a timeout on the field. And I like the fact that aside from the fact that the game has taken almost 3 hours to play, I do like the fact that Palm Bay is taking a timeout here because they have something going offensively. Now it's 3rd and 11. You might say, what are you talking about, Alan? But they're moving the ball a little bit, and they're moving the ball more than they have at any point in time in the game.
Yeah, you want to get that egg off the scoreboard. That 0 sitting up there does not sit well.
Man, Houston is not changing pitchers.
Nowadays, it's crazy to me the way that they use their bullpen. Seems like they do it too early all the time.
Back when I was growing up, I don't know how old you are, but I'm 52, and I grew up. I'm an Oriole fan, so I used to see some of the greatest pitching in baseball. 4 20-game winners. That what would be the equivalent of what the Braves were? Ball on the ground, throws caught. Emery Foster out of bounds, 4th and 11. And that's going to be a roughing the passer penalty, unnecessary. 15 yards and a first down for Palm Bay coming. But the thing that used to happen back then is all those pitchers, back in those days it was Cuellar, Dobson, McNally, and Palmer. But when I was more of a teenager, it was Flanagan, and all those guys would throw 200 innings. That was not uncommon to see.
Alan, I just read a tweet earlier tonight, and it said that once Nolan Ryan threw 126 pitches on 4 days rest.
Yeah.
The previous game he threw 150 pitches.
That's correct.
That does not happen.
You'll never see that
close.
again. No.
Now, Nolan Ryan is a freak of nature, so that's not really fair to compare Nolan Ryan to anybody.
Right.
But
those
still, guys would throw over 100 pitches.
Yeah.
Routinely.
Lauren, the last score we saw was Satellite was up by 8, 22-14, late on the Mustangs. 3:10 to play here. Clock moving. 1st and 10 at the Cocoa. 45 is the deepest penetration Palm Bay's had all night, Coach. Play action, throws. He's just going to let it go. And that's going to be intercepted?
No.
Did he hang on? Oh, he dropped it.
They've had the post open a couple times tonight. They weren't able to connect on it, but the middle of the field is where they've had some guys open, but
Tom said, look what you did, Liz. Look what you did. You got these guys talking about baseball in the middle of a football game.
I'm sure we're driving football guys nuts.
Sorry about that. We get on tangents. 2:20 to go here. 35-0. Cocoa. It's been all Cocoa tonight. Little bubble screen out to Junior Fighter. Fighter is greeted angrily by Dobbs. And down. Oh, he's still on his feet. Nice job by Fighter not to go down after the first hit. And that'll be 2nd and 10. I'd like to welcome in Billy Palmer watching. Bill Palmer, actually. Bill Palmer Sr., I imagine.
Yeah, he's congratulations on the big win, Coach.
Yeah.
Over Harmony tonight.
Yeah, no doubt. No gains. 3rd and 10. Samadre Hawkins eventually gets the stop. Coming up, we're going to pack up. I'm going to head up to Slow and Low. I sure would like to get you up there one night. You should come up and join us next Sunday at Slow and Low. We do Selection Sunday when they release the FHSAA brackets, and we bring coaches in, and it's a great show. And you should come up for that. Balls out, pump fakes, looks, fires, and he catch that.
Wow.
Nice catch.
Great catch.
What a catch.
Concentration there.
What a catch by number 11. That's Alex Petit. And you want to talk about an athletic family? The Petits.
Yeah. Yep. How about that ball? That was a great ball.
That was a nice ball. Put it only where Petit could get it.
That's right.
Under a minute to go here. Slow and Low is in Vieira, located right down there on Stadium Drive. We do, this would be like the 6th year I've done the show. And I tell you, we have a lot of fun. It's about an hour long. We bring
That's
coaches
this Sunday?
in. Nah, the next Sunday.
After the season's over.
Throws. And nice job to break that up. Dobbs almost had the interception there. Broken up by Zach Emery Foster, and I don't think they're going to get another play off. Coach, your final thoughts on this one?
Coco controlled the line of scrimmage first and foremost. And great job in the passing game by Coco tonight. They did a great job identifying Palm Bay's holes in their zone defense, attacking it. Some great throws, some great catches. You saw some D1 talent out there on the field tonight.
Yes, indeed.
A lot of penalties, man. I don't know if I can remember a game where I've seen so many penalties. Prayers going out to Larry Johnson, hoping he's okay. Went out at halftime. Everybody, you're in our thoughts.
Yep. We'll see if we can't get you an update on him for the post-game show. And my final thoughts are this. Coco and Rockledge did exactly what they needed to do for the big showdown next week between these two. Or actually, we're going to play one more play here between these two teams. And that's going to be a slobber knocker, as Jim Ross used to say. We'll be there for it. And, of course, it's Barbecue Bowl week. But it's rivalry week in Brevard County. Final play coming up for the Pirates here. Jaden Mobley.
Middle of the field's open.
Wide open. They blitzed everybody. And down. And that'll do it.
Oh, no, there's a
no,
flag.
they call a flag.
couldn't just let it go.
Would not be complete without if it's a defensive penalty, the game can't end. If it's offense, it's over. And that'll do it as the teams line up at midfield. So that's really what this is going to be. A lot of fun this week. It's going to be a lot of fun next week. I want to thank all of our sponsors here tonight. We're going to pack up, head on up to Slow and Low for the Slow and Low Barbecue post-game show. For Coach Rob Query, Coach Blue, I'm Alan Slaughter-Zinski. Have a great night, everybody. And as always, make it a sports night. Your final score, Cocoa 35, Palm Bay nothing.